Watching this video. Welcome back. This is the last chapter in the Happy Healthy Fit book club. And I'm so excited today because today I'm talking to you about the magic is in the doing, or otherwise known as mastery comes with consistency. Now, you guys, I want to just take a moment. We are actually in chapter 16, and this is the last chapter in the book. And really, it's just there to, I love this chapter. It's really short and sweet. It's one of my favorites, but it's really just motivational on a daily basis. Like, if you need motivation, this is one of those chapters that is going to help you jumpstart and get moving when you don't really feel like it. And the thing is, like, you are where you are, and I'm sure that there's a place that you would like to be. Maybe you want more money, maybe you want a healthier body, maybe you want to have less body fat on your body, maybe you want to have better relationships or a better relationship currently. So there's always a desire for something better, something more. I'm a big believer in gratitude and appreciation for what you have, exactly what you have right now, and being grateful in all circumstances. Like, I've learned the lesson the hard way by losing things that I absolutely loved because I wasn't grateful for them. And I wasn't really aligned to the appreciation of having what I had. And so, I really want to encourage you to be appreciative and grateful and content with where you're at. But there's also nothing wrong with striving for more and wanting something better for yourself, especially when you have the power in your own hands to make that a reality for yourself. So I believe that most people read self-help books or diet books or mindset books because they're not exactly happy where they are, and they're looking for some sort of magic fix to do and to be better. There is no magic fix. This is a daily life experience. Even if you get to your destination, you always find that, okay, you haven't just arrived. There's more to do. It's never ending. It's never over, and it's never done. So we have to really remember that we are the ones that need to make this life experience, this journey, fun. Because if you're saving the fun for that special occasion, you're wasting your life away. You have to enjoy the journey. So today's video is more about really helping you to align yourself, your way of being, to incorporate things that are going to help you be happy along the way to your goal weight, along the way to the bank account that you want, along the way to getting married someday maybe. And if you're already married, to really enjoying having a happy marriage. And if you're single and you want to stay single, then maybe getting rid of the stuff in your head that tells you, even from society, that you even need a relationship to begin with. Like, it's literally aligning yourself 100% with the energy of your ideal version of yourself. That is really what this is about. And it's about taking consistent actions daily, making it a part of your daily behaviors, your daily way of living. All right. This is a lifestyle thing. So I'm going to look at my book real quick because I love this chapter so much. It talks about, like, progress really truly means taking that first step. And I know that a lot of the times that first step is the hardest for people. They're kind of questioning, like, should I enroll in figureFIT? Should I do this 90-day transformation? Should I sign up for the yoga school program? Should I go into this gym? Like, sometimes that first step is the hardest. And so the thing is, here's what I know to be true. When you feel something and you might be intimidated by it, but you're interested in, let's say there's someone that you're kind of watching and you admire, like, their lifestyle and the way that they live. Maybe you would kind of look up to them, but the fact is you're maybe a little bit insecure and you're like, you kind of push them away. But what I've learned is that those people who draw out those parts of you are actually things that you desire to have. They're things that you desire to have integrated into your way of being. So any sort of jealousy on your part is because you're looking at someone who you believe possesses something that you don't have. And so that jealousy should actually be an indicator to move towards having and doing and being like that person or what they do. So I never realized that a long time ago. And there were things I would get jealous about, but then I realized I was like, okay, I'm jealous because I feel like she's more fit than I am, or she's prettier than I am. And so why do I feel that way? Okay, well, how can I not feel that way? Oh, I cannot feel that way by taking care of myself and eating the right way and doing the workouts and taking care of my physical appearance, and showing up the way that I desire to feel. That's really what it's about. And, so it's one of those things that no one person begins as a professional or as an expert. Like, that's rare. Even people who are expert pianists or violinists or Olympians, they have trained. Malcolm Gladwell wrote the book, The 10,000 Hour Rule. And what that is like he found that all of these people that we look at, like artists and violinists and Olympians, they actually have had around 10,000 hours of practicing their craft. And so you can look at someone and think they're an overnight success, but they've had numerous hours and 10,000 hours of practicing their craft. So they've learned something a novice never have because they've been doing it for so long. They've been practicing it. They've been engaged. They've gone through the highs and the lows. They've gone through the, I don't want to do this today. I don't want to show up today. And they showed up anyways. So the thing about it is, it's really remembering that any part of who you want to be comes about because you consistently make the choice to show up for yourself. And that, I always say this, the thing you say that you want. Change is only going to happen by taking action. There's a very woo-woo, metaphysical, spiritual concept out there that you don't have to grind or you don't have to take action, that you just need to align to the energy. And although I believe a portion of that, I also am an entrepreneur and a single mother, and everything that I've gotten is because I got off my butt and I did the work. So I can't just sit around in my living room and meditate and hope that those things are going to come about. That's not what it means in the metaphysical world, that things are not done by action. That's not what it means. What it means is that you do literally have to resonate and become the energy of what it is you desire, because then you're a magnet for what you desire and things flock to you. So you also have to know what you want and know the intention behind every action that you take. Because here's where it's wrong. When you're efforting your way, like, I'm gonna make this happen, I'm gonna make this person do this thing. You can't make other people do things. You can't make other people choose things. You can only do you. You are the only one who can choose how you're gonna show up and what you want, and focus on what it would be like to have that thing and align to the energy, and then take the deliberate, invested actions that are going to move you towards that goal, towards that mark. But it's both. Like, you've got to know what you want. You got to be very, very deliberate with and understanding what's the energy behind it. I never really got into energy too much in the past, and I just would take a lot of action, and a lot of the times your energy and your action align, but a lot of the times they don't. And I know this firsthand because a lot of the actions I took with my yoga studio yielded nothing, but they took a ton of my effort and a ton of my work. So I get this concept more than probably a lot of people do, because there are things that you're going to do that are like wasted actions, because they're not, the energy behind it is a need-based rather than an alignment of energy. Okay, does that make sense? So, it's really about understanding like what you want, where you're going, and taking the appropriate actions. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich, and it talks about in that book that here's what I want. So you state your desire, and then you say, here is what I'm willing to do in order to get that thing that I desire. And every day when you have that intention in your head and then you take those actions, it moves you towards that. But I still believe that there's a bigger source of energy out there that aligns with you and focuses on you. So when you are taking the actions, there's energetic stuff out in the world that vibrates with you, and like things come about, like attracts like. You know, like you become a magnet for the things that you are aligned to. It's like if you stub your toe in the morning and you cuss and you get all upset, then you get into your car and you spill the coffee on you, you're literally aligned to the energy of that right then and there. But if you wake up and you get into appreciation and gratitude and you're speaking blessings into your day, you're aligned to a way different energy. And things, you just hit every green light on your way to work, you know, like things just happen for you. Like this alignment with energy thing is hands down very important for everybody to understand, because it's true. So, you know, today is really about just the magic is in the doing. And I really want you to remember that whatever it is you desire, you have to become a match to that thing you desire. Like whatever it is, you can't hope for it and do nothing. You can't hope for the great body and then not go work out and still eat like crap. You know that. Any fool can understand that. But it's the same thing for anything else you desire. Like if you desire to have more money, what do you have to do? You have to become an energetic match for having more money. And what does that person do? That person isn't stressed about money ever, because they know that they're taken care of. Okay? And so check yourself. I always say check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself. Like, what are you aligned to in those moments? Scarcity, lack, that kind of stuff. Now, same thing with a relationship. If you want to have a relationship, what are you aligned to? Are you aligned to this idea that nobody shows up for you? You're always alone. You're always going to have to do things by yourself, or that all girls suck or all guys suck. That's what you're going to get until you really resonate with the idea that there are really good people out there. And I even have some, and here's a couple examples of who is amazing. And I love this I love this person's, what I perceive about them. I love this. And so you get what you think about. Now, the thing is, you do have to take action. You know, mastery comes with consistency. So whether you want to have a fit body, you can't just do it every other day. You have to integrate this into your lifestyle so that it is who you are. Like I posted this on figureFIT website, Facebook website, I think last week. What do you stand for? Do you even have a priorities list of what are your priorities? What do you stand for? Know exactly what you stand for. Remind yourself often, because you live in a world, we live in a world that has a ton of distractions and a ton of people trying to pull you out of your center and get you into their center because they think it works for them. And it may, some of their stuff may work for you, but you have to know what your own priorities are. So what do you stand for? Like one of the things that I would suggest that you do is get out a list. I'm actually making a journal right now, and I love it because I did it for me. I did it. I just created it for me. It was tracking my macros on a daily basis. It was knowing exactly what I was going to do that day. It was knowing exactly what self-development stuff I'm putting into my mind that day. And because I get a lot of emails, I have a lot of people that I adore their work. And so if you're literally like a squirrel chasing every nut, you're going to be all over the place. You have to know exactly what you want, and you've got to live with intention. And so what I started doing when I was really coming out of a big funk, I had to write down, what do I stand for? So I got out of the depression that I was in by focusing on the priorities and the things I stand for. And this was a big process. So I'm literally turning it into a journal. It's got like something you fill out monthly, some things you fill out weekly, like one page that you fill out weekly, and then it's got dailies. Okay, so things you do on a daily basis, setting yourself up to win. But one of the things that pulled me out of my funk was really writing down what I stand for, because it was so easy for me as a creative to kind of go, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. What do I do? And it was like really super easy when I wrote down my priorities. My priorities are being an excellent mother and giving my son the best home. And that's always been my number one priority ever since I had him. It was being the best mom, providing a home for him, a safe environment that gave him stability and, an excellent home. That's my priority. My second priority was feeling good about myself, feeling good in my body. So what that meant is taking care of myself, working out, eating healthy, thinking good thoughts. Another thing I stand for is my businesses, my believing in myself and having a mission. So going after the things that I desire, eliminating the distractions and the things that are trying to pull me out of my priorities. So knowing what your priorities are is key. Then making sure that your life and your daily actions are in alignment with with your priorities. Okay. Your priorities may shift at some point in time, doubtful, but your priorities are pretty much like anchors and things that you truly believe in. But what will shift is those seasons that you're in. Like you may be in a season where you are trying to pay off debt. So that's the season you're in. You may enter into a season of abundance and blessing. And some of your actions that you're taking may change. They may shift. You may be able to hire people to do things that you no longer want to do, like laundry or cleaning your house. You know what I mean? So right now, you've really got to understand your priorities and then align your life, your lifestyle, make it who you are. It has to be resonant with who you are. So if you're a big believer in health and fitness and wellness, then your daily lifestyle reflects that. You're not a person who goes out and drinks and eats fried foods. Like that's not you. So your lifestyle must reflect what your priorities are. And if you're out of alignment with any one of these areas, it's time to get back into alignment, write down your priorities and understand and choose what you're going to do. It's up to you. You cannot put this on somebody else's shoulders. You're the one who has to look at your calendar and choose when and where you're going to do certain things. Like you guys, no excuses. I am a single mother. I've been a single mom his whole life. I have never been married. I've never lived with a man. I have never allowed anybody else to take priority over my priorities. Never. It is up to me to show up to my life, to provide for my son, to have this house for us. And I have always aligned my priorities accordingly, along with my fitness and nutrition. And for a long time, I read about this in the book, I was not prioritizing my health. I was only prioritizing this home and taking care of my son and doing laundry and having a clean house. Well, there was a part of me that was really unhappy. because my body was sick. My health was not good. I didn't like the way I looked. I was overweight. And this was like back in 2008, before I created and started this fitness program, this fitness lifestyle. And it didn't come about in a day. It didn't come about in a week. It came about in years. And now it's here for you. And it's just, you just have to follow it. And honestly, the figureFIT lifestyle program will transform your life. It will help you prioritize you and your goals and your health and fitness, your mental health, because each and every single one of you watching this are at a different place. Some of you might want weight loss. Some of you might want muscle gain. Some of you might just really not even care. Some of you might want better health. Some of you may just not even care. Maybe you are depressed. So even the thought of working out is like, oh God, no. Your goal right now is to start to feel better. And do what I just said. Write down your priorities list. Write down your list of what you stand for. And this is step one. Integrate what you stand for into your life. Ask yourself, what am I willing to do to feel that way? To show up for myself? What am I willing to do? And then incorporate that into your life on a daily basis, okay? Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. We are what we, excuse me, I need water, I've been talking so much. We are what we repeatedly do. So get real with yourself. You have a self that your higher self is always in judgment over. And you will become a much happier person when those two selves align. Did you hear that? That is massive. You have a self that your higher self is always looking out for and judging. When you are in alignment with who you want to be and you're showing up for that person and doing the things that that higher self needs you to be doing, there's going to be less inner turmoil and less inner tension, because you are what you repeatedly do. If you have a desire to be healthy, but you're constantly drinking and eating crap, you're out of alignment with your own self. This is why my hashtag is live aligned. Your happiness will be so much better when you live aligned to who you say you want to be. So don't beat yourself up. Just make the steps, because a lot of the behaviors that you're currently doing and living could be out of habit, and breaking habits is not the easiest thing. So right now, some of the things you might be doing are out of habit, old habits that you just simply need to break. And the way to do that is through self-love and compassion, and be like, oh man, I did that thing again. I choose not to do that anymore. Have grace with yourself, have some self-compassion, and keep moving forward. So you guys, are you ready? Are you ready to hold yourself accountable to the life that you say you want? If you are, either in the book on page 173 or on a piece of paper, I just want you to say, I love you. Like I, Elizabeth Nierzwicki, I love you. Oh, did I say this? No. Write it down. Yes, and do this. This says, look in the mirror. Are you ready to be accountable to yourself? Are you ready to show up for yourself? Then go look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, Elizabeth. This life is a gift. I am ready to take care of myself. And I'm ready to respect you every single day. And I'm ready to show up every day to the life that I say I want. I'm willing to minimize distractions. I'm willing to get rid of all of them and focus on my priorities. Tell yourself this. Make a commitment. Go to the mirror and talk to yourself. Be your own best friend. You have to be, okay? And write it down. Put it in front of you, but don't put off the mirror talk. Most of the time when I'm coaching people, I have them do this mirror work. And honestly, a lot of the times, the very first time that people do this, it's really hard for them. Sometimes they cry because they realize that the words they're speaking to themselves are not true. they don't love themselves, or there's some sort of like thing they're like, well, gosh, or they get like a bunch of downloads at once, like, well, if I love myself, I wouldn't have put up with that or this or that. You got to press through that, and you got to hear yourself. That's your inner child saying, hey, listen to me. These are red flags. These are places you didn't love yourself. These are places you didn't show up for yourself. And it's like you are the one who have to hold yourself accountable in those moments and go, I'm hearing you. I feel that. I will choose me. I will choose us, me, my little girl inside of me, and my future self. I will choose me. I will choose to show up. I will choose not to let anyone disrespect me. When I have something I believe in, I will stand up for myself. I will understand what I believe, and I will hold that. Like I talked about that yesterday, because literally, I recently was talking to somebody, and everything I did, everything I said was like used against me. And I was like, this is not a person that I want to be around. Like there's conversation, and there's differences of opinion, and that's fine. Like people don't have to try to get you to agree, but I think that this person was like, really, honestly, I felt like I was trying, like I was a horse being broken in to fit into this person's world. And I was like, everything I said was analyzed and then later brought back up and like spoken about. Well, you're the kind of person who wants great wealth. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not like, who doesn't? like I have a yacht on my dream board. That's a dream board. Like who wouldn't want that? That'd take a lot of money. And I'm okay if I don't have that, but I was judged because I want that. So like you got to be willing to stand up for yourself and own your space and own who you are and own your desires and your loves. That would be like somebody saying, like, I don't like that you love to dance. Well, dancing's a part of me. I love it. It's an expression. It makes me feel good. And, you just can't let other people judge you. You got to believe in yourself, and you got to stand in who you are. Doesn't mean that we don't change. It doesn't mean that we don't learn new things and adapt to new ways of being, because that's what this life is. It's a personal development journey, and we're all here to grow and, expand beyond who we currently are. And I believe that our main goal is to become all we came to be, to expand into those desires, to believe we're worthy of having it and showing up for ourselves and proving to ourselves that we're worthy. You guys, so thank you so much. So much love to you. I'm so grateful for all of you who have been watching these, and I hope and pray that today's episode really touches your soul in some way, and that you share this on your wall. And tomorrow I am coming on really just to talk about the appendix and a lot of the things in the back of the book, and to invite you in. I want to invite you in to my tribe, the figureFIT community. So I've been asked, like, how can I work with you? Well, I don't have a big capacity for working one-on-one with people because my plate is full, and I'm writing a new book right now. I podcast. I put a lot of my podcasts on hold so I could do this book series. But the way to work with me is to do my online program. It's to show up for yourself and to work this lifestyle into your life. And then you have access to me and my coaching through our private group page on Facebook. But the tools are there. There's videos there. There's coaching there. It's all there. Like once you start to get going with it and you start to incorporate it into your life, you see how it's going to fit into your lifestyle. And then you can show up to the group page and say, hey, Liz, whatever the case may be, let's use the shoulder. Like my shoulder's having a problem. Is there another thing that I can do instead of this move that's in the workout? Yeah, absolutely. Let me show you something. A lot of times I'll go into a video and I'll show my members. Another thing could be, Liz, I'm having a really tough time right now. I'm going through a lot of stress. Is there anything that I can do to manage my stress? And I've got a ton of experience with that. I worked, I had my yoga studio for 8.5 years. I've been a yoga teacher for 10. Yeah, I've got a lot of things I can do for helping people with stress management. And I can guide them exactly to the site, to the meditation on the website that's going to help that person in that moment. if there's questions about nutrition, like, hey, I'm curious about this meal planning guide. I've been following it. I'm kind of stalled on my weight loss. What else can I do? I will coach that person right there in the group page. And sometimes I'll do a live for the whole group, whiteboarding it out and coaching everybody. So everybody can learn from another person's question, which is really magnificent. So yeah, you guys, it's at figureFITLife.com, and I would honestly recommend starting with the 90-day transformation, because that anchors you into a commitment, and it forces you, like, I love working under pressure and a commitment, and like setting that end date and working backwards and knowing exactly what I'm going to be doing every day. Like, I know my end date, I can work backwards, and I can go, okay, so I'm going to be in this for 3 months. There's workouts every month. I'm going to look at all of the moves and the workouts and see what I have questions on, practice them, and just plan accordingly. And there's on-ramp videos that really help you set this up, set yourself up to win. I would recommend the 90-day transformation hands down every single time, just because it gives you that ending date. And you take a before photo, and that's motivational. And here's the thing I know about those. A lot of people self-judge. Take the photo. For crying out loud, get over yourself and take the photo. You want change. So take the photo, have compassion, give yourself praise that you're actually doing something different. So release the self-judgment, give yourself compassion, and praise yourself that you're doing something different. And then in 30 days, take another photo and compare the two. At 60 days, take another photo and compare the two. At 90 days, take your after photo and compare that to your beginning photo, and look what you did. And in the meantime, in the month, you show up. You do the workouts. You just show up for your goal. And in the end, you can go, wow, I made some significant changes. And you know what? Here's what I do know, that most people look at the after photo, and some of them are thrilled. Some of them are very judgmental still, and they're like, oh, it wasn't enough. Oh my gosh, just be happy that you have changed, because guess what? If you didn't decide to even sign up, you wouldn't even have the after photo. So be grateful in that transformation that you did get. And then use that new after photo as your new before photo, and keep going, and just keep going. And that's how magnificent and massive changes are going to happen in your life. Okay, you guys, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. I'm giving away 2 90-day transformations tomorrow, so you have to hit share on this and tag 3 friends, anybody that you think would benefit from watching today's video. All right, guys, thanks so much. And for more information on this program, you can go to figureFITLife.com and click on the 90-day tab. And then also, if you're just watching these for the first time, you can go to my YouTube channel at Liz Nierzwicki, YouTube/Liz Nierzwicki, and then look for the Happy Healthy Fit book club, and subscribe to it, and just watch the entire playlist, and you'll see every video in this entire book club. All right, you guys, thanks so much for your time and for being here with me, and really stepping into the shoes of the person that you want to be and taking that appropriate action. So much love to you. Bye.